everybody. Welcome to Wine Wednesday with the Whisperer. I had so many requests for an open chat that's what we're doing tonight. I've got a couple different people here with me that are just here to chat and have fun. Also have some leftover Tropic Marin products from Aquatic Touch LLC to give away. And Jessica's here with us to pick those winners too. To the winners of last week, I'm sending everything out in bulk. Don't worry, you'll get your stuff. And I want to hear about it when you get it and hear if you use it. But before we begin, before I introduce my friends that are here with me today, I wanted to say that through this experience, I have started really learning stuff about wine. And it started off, I just liked it. But I've really started learning what I like, why I like it. And I can, hi Salty Reef, feel free to join if you like. I'll put the link up in a sec. Anyhow, so tonight, just to let you know, and I'm going to ask my guests what we're drinking, but tonight I am drinking Alias Pinot Noir. It's just right for me because I will show you two others and then we'll move on. But I found this. Dan, if you happen to be watching or join, it's literally called, whoops, Underwood. It's Pinot Noir. So I had to get it. Unfortunately, I didn't care for it much, but, you know, it is what it is. It's too earthy. You know that it's sat in a barrel for 500 years that's supposed to be good? I didn't like it. Oh, Sean, will you turn off the tank, please? Okay. And then the last one that I just had to show everybody quick, I'll probably get my hand smacked for showing it, but I couldn't believe it when I found it. It just amazes me the types of wines they got out there. So check this one out. I'm not going to say the word, but I had to get it. For those that guys in the hangout that can't see, it's B-I-T-C-H. It's literally, that's what it's called. And I had to have it.
Good wine.
Okay. So, anyhow, welcome again to Wine Wednesday. I'm sipping on my Pinot Noir. Ladies, tell me what you're drinking to start us off. And let me come over here and make sure you're seen. But let's see. We've got Jessica with us. Jessica, what are you drinking tonight?
Pinot Grigio.
Yeah. Oh, always. How could I? Pinot Grigio or Bloody Marys, right? And then we have Jill. Jill, hello, welcome. What are you drinking on tonight?
I am drinking Ertles Winery. It's like a blueberry. It's very good.
Blueberry. Now I'm interested. Now I'm going to have to come over and share. Anyhow, Lucy's here too, but I'm sure she's tending to kids and streams, so she watches all our questions for us. So hello to everybody watching. And, well, I don't know. I just wanted to start off chatting. So, ladies, tell me what you've been up to with your tanks. What's going on with your tanks, Jill? Anything new in your saltwater life?
Okay, so I have about 130 fry right now.
Oh, my.
Yes, and my Seahorses, Ken and Snow, they're piebalds. They're a mated pair, and I actually named Ken after my husband. So when he has, he picked him out, but when he has contraction and is pregnant, it's always fun to be like, oh my gosh, Ken's having contractions, or is Ken fat or pregnant? He really hates me for doing that. But I'm actually in the process right now of starting a small business that's named after my daughter. And it's just going to be really small and local because I have a full-time job, but just to kind of sell the fry to local business and teach them how to actually take care of seahorses. Because I cannot stand when I go to a store and I see these poor baby seahorses with these dory fish and crabs and shrimp, and I just want to educate people, and also I just feel like what we do is such a good thing for the environment and the ocean that I'm just so enthused about it. I want to get it started, and it's a small business for now, and then after I retire, I might make it a little bit bigger, which is not till like 8 years. So
right. No, I hear you. And actually, you know, literally, that's exactly what I did too. Is I just love seahorses. I got into breeding. I got excellent advice from everybody in our groups and stuff. And I continued to do it on a very small scale just because I love breeding and sell to the local stores and try to educate. So I'm so glad to have you here talking about it. And I hope you will do more with me in the future because that's a great message. And a great thing that you're doing. So, do you have?
Well, you
Go ahead.
and Dan and all of you have taught me so much, and I so much appreciate it. And by the way, did you see my shirt?
Oh my gosh, she has a seahorse
I am
shirt,
such a nerd. I mean, I wore this to school, and people are like, "What?" They called me the Seahorse Whisperer
and I'm
because
cool. We're all, I don't have the opinion we are all seahorse whisperers. It's
heck
just a
yeah.
combined effort. But that's awesome. And is it a flag behind it? I'm not trying to get you to.
Um, Let me try to get it. So, yeah, it's like a seahorse, and then there's like a flag, and
I see the
yeah,
starfish. It's beautiful. I love it.
yeah,
I need.
yep.
Sorry. Go ahead.
And I know you have wonderful merchandise, and I need to figure out how to order some.
Yeah,
I love the one.
I need to make it a little easier to order. I'm working on the site, and we'll get to that. But I need help designing cool T-shirts too. So if you're ever into that or know anybody, hey, hi Dave. Hey, I think that I'm gonna put the link up really fast. If I did not just already. Literally, we are just chatting. Wine Wednesday with me, and we're chatting about what everybody's been up to. So I don't care if it's seahorses, reef, I don't care. Come on in and chat. And it does look like we're having a little stalling, but anyways, it is what it is. Okay, so then, Jessica, what's going on with you? With your personal tanks? What are you up to?
I'm actually in the process of installing a new return pump because I need to have more flow in my tank. The one I have is not sufficient. So that's exciting, and adding that, I'm just going to redo all the plumbing to it also.
Awesome.
So I'm going to order some new colored pretty plumbing and make it look sexy.
Ooh, see, I've always wanted to do something like that. I need you to come over and help me. I suck with plumbing.
Absolutely. I think it's fun. So
I think we talked about, and anyone watching is not privy to this conversation, but I do have a side deal with Jessica. She's going to come. We're going to drink wine in person and Bloody Marys. She's going to do all of my pretty sexy plumbing, and she's going to take home some seahorses. So it's going to work out great. And actually, I have to tell you, I know we were kidding around when we said it, but I'm holding you to it because I have a 90 SCA aquarium, and it's beautiful. The aquarium's great. I've got a bunch of grow out seahorses in it, and the sump started leaking. It wasn't actually I don't think it was the plumbing. I think it was just the sump, but we had to tear the whole sump off. I had to throw a bunch of hobs on. It's a mess. And in the meantime, from the people that I've met at MACNA, I decided, why not? Maybe this is a sign. Maybe this is a sign that I need to do some really crazy build where I can prove that we can have a seahorse reef tank with with certain kinds of rock that don't contain pests, and using what I learned at MACNA and using these vendors' products to make a tank that can truly prove the point. So we're gonna do it, and I want your help.
absolutely.
Okay. And what else is going on? Anything new with Steve? I know you talked to me just last week, but
Right, I know.
you're like,
Right.
Actually, I do have one question. The pump
Yeah,
that you're replacing your current pump with, are you going with? Didn't he say it's Red Dragon or something like that?
reef octopus.
Reef Optic. Okay. I don't know where I got. Is there a brand called Dragon?
There is, and they're very nice pumps.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Lucy, if you want to speak at any time, tell me and I'll put you up here. And Jess, I know that you probably don't have all night, so what we will do is we'll chat a bit more, and then I'm going to see if there's any questions, but we will give these last prizes away also. But I want to hear anybody who's watching or comes in. I want to hear what you're doing, what's going on with your systems. You know, we've got Reef and Seahorse people here. So in the meantime, until I can check questions, let's go back to Jill. And Jill.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so are the piebald seahorses the only seahorses that you have?
Okay, so I did have engines for a while.
Right.
And they bred all the time, and I just couldn't keep up with it. I mean, I tried, but I'm a mom. I have a full-time job, and it was just too much. So I ended up this summer getting two of the piebalds, and they started breeding. So I was having all these baby seahorses all over. Could not raise the engines. I got them to like 40 days, and I worked with Chad Clayton. He sent me some Apex pods. Those worked for a while, but I just ended up getting rid of those because it was just too hard. So I'm sticking with the piebald erectus. I noticed that some of my fry do have the piebald coloring, which it's piebald to piebald, which I'm really liking.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it's kind of crazy because I noticed that. Do your seahorses ever take a break from mating and stuff? And do they just, because it seems like my male kin is not pregnant right now.
Sure.
And he usually gets pregnant all the time, and it kind of looks like she dropped her eggs. So I'm thinking that he's not pregnant this time. So, but I have another male in the tank. I have 3 piebalds in the tank, and every time that my male is in labor, he acts like he's in labor too.
Mm-hmm.
So I am getting a female sent to him for me to him next week, and it's going to be another piebald. So I'll have 2 hopefully mating pairs going on, and then raise those and probably hopefully sell them at like local pet stores and some of the reef gatherings that we have around Cincinnati. I don't know. I love it. It's a lot of work raising the fry, but from going from engine and not having them successfully raise them, and then to the piebald and seeing how much bigger they get and how much healthier they are.
Right.
It's just so exciting to watch them. I have my 2 oldest. I have like 3 old ones that are probably around 3 months now, and they're eating brine shrimp, which I love. So I'm like, yes, I've almost made it.
Yes, that's awesome. I was gonna ask. So the oldest that you have so far are the 3-month-olds?
Yeah, they're around 3 months, and then but it seems like I think it's going to be. At first, I thought with my engines, because they bred every 14 days like clockwork.
Wow.
And I really thought that was like the rectus, but I'm thinking that the rectus definitely take breaks, because I don't think he could fool me because he's due. Mm-hmm. He would be due any day now, but I just don't feel like he's pregnant right now. So.
Well, yeah, to answer your question, yeah, absolutely, my seahorses take breaks. It seems to, having done it for a couple of years now, I can say that it seems to be, if I keep everything the same and do everything the same way and don't, let the temperature outside affect the tank, if that makes sense. Like,
yes.
If I don't let the winter affect the tank or the summer.
Right.
If the tank stays the same, it seems like still due to like lighting coming through windows or something, they almost seem to know the seasons anyways. And they seem to slow down in like right around now, the winter months. Like I don't have any pregnant seahorses right now. So, I don't know. I don't really have an answer as to why they do it. I do think it's seasonal, but in a tank, I don't know why, but there's nothing wrong with them taking a break. Every breeder I've talked to says that their seahorses take a break. Breaks, I'm sorry. And what else was I going to say? Let's see. What else did you ask? You asked if they took breaks. And oh, yes, and the erectus, Typically, and I know piebalds, are a version. So there are northern erectus that will breed every like 14 days. And then there are the regular erectus that breed every like 30 days. So my breeding experience hasn't been as difficult as yours because I am able to get time in between. You know what I mean? I can't imagine 2 batches a month. That's crazy. You must have been running like crazy.
With the engines and them, I was going nuts, and it was too much. I mean, I plan on keeping my full-time job for a while, so yeah, it's just too much to deal with that many species.
Right, exactly.
I have a funny story. I don't know if Dan's on or not.
He's on. He just joined. Hi, Dan.
I just saw that. Hi, Dan.
He's incognito. Go ahead.
So I talked to my accountant about starting this small business, and she was so enthused about what I was doing. She's like screamed when she said I was raising seahorses. And she is actually on Dan's site now and lives near Dan and wants to buy seahorses from him. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes.
She's so excited. Yeah.
That is so cool. I mean, I love that. I can't tell you how many people I've brought. People don't even know that they can keep seahorses, this. And so we're bringing people in, and that's just great. I think it's just great, especially under the umbrella of captive breeding, of course,
and just people don't know. And I think especially around here, I think getting the word out is going to be the biggest thing that you can keep them, and it's not as difficult as people think.
Right.
I mean, I've had reef tanks for like 20 years, and I feel like seahorses are a little bit easier to keep than some of my corals.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I do have corals in my tank with my seahorses, but they're like soft and leather corals, toadstool coral. My husband and my daughter are like doing all these things in front of me. It's her birthday today, by the way.
Happy birthday. What's her name?
Thank you.
This is Isabella. This is who I'm naming
Go put in
our little company after Bella Seahorse Beauties.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey,
so anyway.
Listen, after the stream, happy birthday, Bella, by the way. Happy birthday. And
what did you say, Belle? What? She said happy birthday.
You're welcome. And I was going to say, I definitely need to get with you later on and put your name up as a source on my site and pages, so that. Are you planning to ship or are you planning to stay local?
I'm just local. If any shipping, it would be. I think are you close to Premium Aquatics?
I am.
Okay. Do you ever get with them?
I have not.
I'm sorry. We have like a zillion dogs, so sorry if you hear dogs in the background.
It's okay.
So anyway, yeah, if it would, it'd be through them. I don't plan on going that big for a long time.
Well, no, yeah. Well, Premium Aquatics is a great company to work with, and I don't. So absolutely, I hope you do. And there's no reason I don't. I just went to places that are a little bit closer. That's the real reason. But I am actually expanding to possibly just a sneak peek here, folks. I will be selling algae and seahorses and things like that on my site very soon. I'm getting the licensing to do so, and so stay tuned for that. But I think it's
go, girl.
Yeah, but I think it's amazing that we're all, expanding this. And if I succeed with my Jessica's Help Seahorse reef tank, then that brings in a whole new crowd of people. If I can prove that you can do a reef tank using, certain coral and certain tank mates, but rock that's like the real reef rock. And, I won't give away all the details, but it's going to be a game changer if I can show people they can do a reef with seahorses. So I can't wait. Anyways, I got off rambling, sorry. But, so you said you've been doing reef tanks for so many years. Do you still have a reef tank also?
Actually, all of my Seahorse tanks, except for the fry tanks, have leather coral. I have toadstool coral. I have live rock. I'm looking at a tank right now.
Show us, show us.
have.
Can you turn it and show us?
I'm not sure. I have to get my daughter. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, if it's that hard, don't worry. I just thought. Are you on a computer?
No, I'm on my phone.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, just. I'm not sure. If you can't, it's okay. But if you can turn it.
Oh, I don't. Oh, okay. I got.
Yeah, just literally turn it.
Okay. Let me get this. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place.
No, you're okay. No worries. This is
Okay,
casual,
I'm gonna walk
laid-back,
around.
open chat.
Okay.
Jessica's over there drinking wine.
Okay, and I'll be on there too. Oh, nope, that's the wrong way. Let's see. Can you see it one right now?
I can see it. And that's
so
awesome.
I've got, this is cabbage. This is, I have some star. No, I'm okay,
I'm
Belle.
gonna flip the camera. Hold on. Let me.
Give it to Bella.
See it. I'm sorry.
You're bothering me.
Oh gosh.
I have twin 11-year-old daughters. I bother them all the time. I know.
Of course we do.
I'm with you.
Bella, I'll just turn it around.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, she's doing it. Just
There
a
you go.
second.
There you go.
Okay.
No.
Don't forget to show her how to turn it back. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is where I keep my pie balls, which is soon to be I have some of the younger I actually put some of my older fry in this tank with them.
Okay.
Until I get everything switched over.
Gotcha.
But this is one of my tanks, and I have some cabbage in there, bright green cabbage. I have some toadstool. I have some live rock. This is another one of my tanks where I'm just walking around. Sorry.
No, this actually, Jill, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you doing this, because this is what I hoped that people would do, is come and do exactly what you're doing. So great. Go ahead.
This is my tank where I used to keep the engines, where I'm going to keep my new pie balls. I'm going to put my pie ball Prince that never gets any eggs.
Right. Never gets any action.
Yes, he's going to be with my new pie ball in this tank. And this has got a lot of coral in it. I've got the cabbage. I love the cabbage green.
Mm-hmm.
I have some type of soft coral right there. I have live sand. I have some toadstool. But it's not the best right now because I'm going to totally redo it, make sure I don't have any bristle worms in there.
Sure.
I just take the rocks out and I just pick them out of the rocks.
Gotcha.
I just found that easier.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my big tank that I'm going to put my other pie balls in. And then I have another tank over here that is for my babies. Sorry.
Let's see. It's okay.
Okay.
Your house is very clean.
Thank you.
Hi, Kitty. Jessica,
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to come back to you because I want to hear about the doggy. I saw the doggy. But anyways,
Okay, so
go ahead, Jill.
This is my fry tank.
Okay.
One of them. Okay, and I don't know if you can see the fry. And I have a dog on me right now. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all good. You're sharing, and I love it. And now
Okay.
I'm going to. I have a couple of questions for you, but I'm going to let you have your daughter show you how to switch it back to you.
Switch it back, please, Belle.
And while you do that, I'm going to go over to Jessica, and Jess, tell me about the dog. Where'd the dog go?
Giving us right now.
Hang on, if I can get it to work. There we go. Okay, now what?
They're kind of misbehaving. I'm trying to keep them in line. They keep attacking my feet.
Oh no. Well, what was that dog? What was the type?
She's an old English bulldog.
Okay. Wow.
Then I have an English bulldog too, and they're playing if you can't hear them.
I can hear them. If they want to get up and be introduced, tell them we want to see them. We love all pets up in here.
This is my English bulldog.
Aww.
This is Bella.
Oh, adorable.
Oh, cute.
Hi, Bella. She is adorable. And what was the black and white one's name?
That's Aria.
Aria. You
Yep.
pick pretty names. I love it.
They're very playful and they like their mom's time. So.
Gotcha. Okay, well, while I have you two, I wanted to kind of, and Dan, I do see you. If you want to pipe in at any time, feel free, or Lucy. But just, I wanted to know, because I want to make sure that people that see the stream or come to the stream, if I can ever get it to stop doing the skipping, sorry, folks, if it's skipping a lot. But I want people to know that, I want to hear about reef tanks and seahorses and everything. I'm currently working on a huge macro display and remodeling my entire reef. I say remodeling. The sump needed redone. It was in a
Yeah.
so we're just redoing stuff. But that's part of what I do too. So I'm curious on your reef tanks, like your personal. I know that Steve's not there, so I don't want to ask any
Right.
aquatic touch stuff. But on your personal tanks, how often do you do water changes, or are you a no water change person?
I was doing like a no water change, but I recently decided to do just like a 5-gallon water change a week.
Okay.
Just to keep things on the up and up.
Yep. And how big's the tank?
It's a 143.
Okay. So go ahead.
It's a Red Sea 650.
I knew that. Duh. Yeah. I'm stupid. Sorry. But so you're literally just giving it a little jolt of nutrients.
Yeah, just a little bit. But otherwise, I dose manually right now.
Gotcha. And what do you dose?
I'm using the Reef Grow products.
Oh, cool.
So I dose a lot of different things.
That's, you know what? I used Reef Grow for probably 2 years, and it was the best my tank ever was. Truly. But it's a lot. What?
So,
say it one more time.
My corals love the Reef Grow stuff.
Yeah, I mean, really. And at Macna, not this past year, but the year before, I remember I ran into Justin, the owner, and he said that quite a few of the vendors came up to him when the event started and said, "Give me some of that, what's the name of it? The stuff.
Which one?
The one
the
what is? I'm sorry, what?
The RTN Destroyer?
Yes, the RTN Destroyer. And they were all using it to get their, because, stressful situation at an event. But anyhow, so how long have you been using it, Reef Grow?
2 years.
Yeah?
Yep, and I love it. And then I have my water tested about every other week by ICP analysis, so I have an idea where everything is at.
Gotcha.
So I know exactly what I won't need to dose for trace minerals and that kind of thing.
I'm sorry, where did you say you get it tested? What do you test?
ICP analysis, they're out of Colorado.
You actually send it off for testing?
Correct.
Wow. Is that super expensive or?
Not really. And it's awesome. I send it out, I get it back in about 5 business days.
Wow.
So,
now I'm going to have to send my water off. I'll get the link from you afterwards.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because that's a great thing. And actually, I'm just going to keep switching back and forth, and I'm going to say it's 8:38. We'll give away these things at, let's say, in 10 minutes. Sound good? And just
Perfect.
So anybody watching, kind of stick around for 10 minutes, and then we'll pick from the comments, people here, etc. For the remaining stuff. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But I wanted to know really quickly from Jill.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm putting you back up. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
So no, you're good. Jill, do you dose anything on your Seahorse tanks?
I do the Mike Santa Life. I do that every day in my tanks, and I feel like I don't have as many algae problems. I actually change the water pretty often, especially in the fry tanks, because that's daily. As far as I just use, I really don't do. I just use the reef salt. And then I really don't. I mean, my corals seem to do fine. The soft corals, I'm sorry. with what I use and everything. So I used to dose when I used to have a lot of corals. I would do the Coralin Zuct or whatever. I think that I dosed with that for a while. And I used to have tons of corals. All my tanks used to be corals, and then I decided to go with seahorses. So
Right.
I took all my LPS corals out and all my anemones, and then I, researched and found what corals I could keep in my tank. And I did a lot of research before I put my first seahorses in there because I actually went to a pet store and I bought a seahorse from them, and they said they would be totally fine with my corals. And the next day, the poor seahorse was laying on his side at the bottom of the tank. So I rushed back and took him back. And then after that, I'm like, I need to learn way more before I buy another seahorse about corals.
Sure.
But I just do daily water changes, but I really like the Life. I really feel like it keeps my tank healthy.
Right.
And my seahorse is healthy too.
Gotcha.
So
no, I definitely I use the Santa Life also, and I've done a lot of research into calcium because of the seahorse bones. Just strong bones. They're bony things. So I'm looking into and researching and experimenting with some different things. I'm trying to figure out the best ways, not the best, there's many ways, but what works best for me so that I can share that information with everybody else. So I was just curious what you do, because, I've never kept anything but Gorgonian with, and macros with seahorses. So putting them with the coral is going to be a big thing for me, But
well, I think that if you have the right salt mix, it does include a lot of that additives that you need. So a lot of times you really don't need to add it. And I've learned that with my reefs too. I mean, when I had my reefs that were going really well, I just used a good salt, and it took care of all those things that you needed to add to it.
Right.
And sometimes I feel like if you add too much, it's a bad thing.
Gotcha.
So it's just a perfect chemistry, to get it right. So
no, that makes perfect sense. To be really honest, when I started with reefing, about a year before I did seahorses, I was just really lazy. And so about a year into reef keeping, I met Cruz and Justin with Reef Grow, and I said, okay, you guys, basically I want you to show me how I can do the no water change tank, because I'm tired of that. I had oh my gosh, all together with sump and stuff, it's like 100 some volume, or 100-gallon volume.
Wow.
And I was just over all the maintenance, and I had gotten through the algae phases, and I'd gotten through, it was established at that point.
Right.
And so they got me going with the Reef Grow and with the Miracle Mud in the sump, and I used the Refugium method on that tank, and I literally did not do any water changes for 2 years, and the tank was perfect. All I did was dose. That's it. I had to change out the Miracle Mud every, like 2 years, and I had to watch my Refugium. And unfortunately, I slacked on the Refugium when I got going with seahorses, and it kind of, went down. So that's why we're redoing it. But that was my fault for not staying on top of the one little thing I had to do, But it's very cool to hear what other people do. So I do agree.
Well,
Go ahead.
I have a reef tank upstairs too in the bedroom. So I have seahorse, but that may become a seahorse tank. So, but I have some LPS corals in there and clownfish, and I have some carpet anemones, some rose bulb anemones, and still I just feel like if you feed them too much of anything, and you're talking about the chemicals, but I know there's like reef chili and there's mice that you can feed to them, but sometimes that gets out of whack too, and it's amazing how fast corals can go downhill.
Yes.
That's one reason that I got into seahorses, is because I would buy these awesome corals, and then they'd live for like 2 years, and then it'd be like, what the heck happened? And then either it's old tank syndrome or something else. And I just feel like so far, I just feel like my seahorses are easier to keep than some of the corals that I had.
And see, now you make me wish that I had more reef people in here right now because I'm done. I have a theory on old tank syndrome, but I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to mouth off until I have somebody else to back me up or give an opinion. Maybe another chat. But
Yeah.
I do agree with you that doing the water changes to replace things, you know, might even unless someone actually truly knows their system and knows how can actually know that their import and export of nutrients are equal, then you got to do water changes. I would agree to that absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
And let's see. Hey, Jessica, let me ask her real quick. Actually, wait. First, Jill, I wanted to ask you really
Uh-huh.
fast because it's actually an interesting subject that you are breeding the piebalds. I got two girls.
I saw them. They're beauties.
Yes, but obviously they're not breeding. I have them in a separate system at this time, but I've always been curious how that would work out because I know in the past there have been people who actually tried to breed certain genes into seahorses to make a you know different colored or different patterned seahorse, and it has worked a couple of times, but it never really took off. So I'm very curious to see. You said that your 3-month-old babies have the same coloring, have the same. Are they pretty strong and healthy?
My 3-month-olds look great. They are really big. I have another smaller one in there that's black and white right now. And then in my fry tank, I see definitely piebald coloring. I
Okay.
see the black and white stripes in them. They are probably around maybe, I'm thinking maybe 6 weeks old. I'm getting ready to move them and make my tank in here just kind of a grow out tank. And I really think that some of them are going to be, my female is black and white, and I think they're going to take on the black and white. I
Gotcha.
can see the coloring already, but I don't think it's all of them. I
Hmm.
think it's not all of them are turning out piebald. My two oldest one are just black right now.
Hmm.
When do they really start getting their colors? Because I definitely can see colors in my fry tank, my younger fry, but the ones that I have and that are bigger now, they're turning black. So,
Dan, are you hearing us? Are you with us actually?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm mobile. I'm in the process of collecting plankton.
Oh wow! I wish you had your camera showing us. We want to see how to collect plankton. But do you have any thoughts to that? Do you know when the piebald coloration or gene or whatever starts showing up?
For me, it's usually right around 2
Oh, you broke up. You said two what?
2.5 to 3 months. Right around when they're about 2.5 to 3 inches is when it really, sometimes a little bit smaller, but um, I don't see it right away. It takes a while for it to develop.
Okay, and so breeding a piebald with a piebald does not necessarily mean you're going to get piebalds.
That is correct,
Okay,
but I would say there's a higher likelihood.
because the genes, right? It makes
Right.
sense. But and have you bred piebalds successfully
I
continuously,
have
or you
Well, I
have?
have a couple. I have a couple batches going right now, but they're too young to say anything about them. Um, the ones that I've had came from a pair of adults that had no piebald coloration to them.
Wow, that's so
And
interesting.
sometimes you see piebalds. You'll see one or two in a whole group of them. If you've got a high success rate, the odds of it showing up are much higher.
Right.
But I can see it sometimes even from a wild caught pair that will occasionally produce one or two.
Wow, that's crazy. I just think it's all fascinating. I wish I was better with the science of it because I'd love to know what it means and how to, I mean, because people can selectively breed things into seahorses, correct?
To a point, yes.
Okay. All
But
right.
the problem is what most people don't realize is that sometimes it takes multiple generations of breeding for it to have fast thing where you just slap a pair together and all of a sudden you've got it down.
Right. That makes sense. And I do with the piebalds, I'm just curious to your opinion because just to be, completely honest, just like with clownfish, where the unique or anything that did not have the exact pattern of a regular clownfish used to be considered a bad thing. Now they're the most expensive clownfish you can buy. People want the unique and the off-colored, off-pattern. With seahorses, it's kind of the same thing. The hybrids, the piebalds, they used to be taboo, no, and now they're kind of one of the more popular things, or at least accepted. So my question is, go ahead.
We used to sell them on the side very quietly.
Gotcha. And now it's a thing. I mean, I think it's good, but I mean, it's aquaculture. We're not putting back. We don't put seahorses back in the ocean. Anybody watching? Never, ever, ever. Anyhow, so my question was, well, I guess you can't answer the question. Has anyone bred piebalds long term far enough to say, that they have the same, that there's nothing wrong with them after a certain many years, a certain number of generations, or do we not know that yet?
Well, if they were sharing the information, I would say Ocean Rider probably has the most experience in doing that with the pintos, they call them.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I'll have to look it up. I was just curious. And Jill will keep us updated on what's going on with her. So, hey. Dan,
and like I said, I definitely see piebald markings in the smaller ones. There's definitely black and white there.
Yeah, well, I don't doubt you. And I want you to keep
hopefully,
Go ahead.
Hopefully to turn out like that.
Yes. Well, you need to just keep us updated and let us know what happens. Hey, Dan, I wanted to ask before, I know you're busy doing stuff, anything new on your end? Anything new we should know that's coming out or coming up or anything?
Not really. Busting my tail. I'm getting ready to do a sale on the abdominalis, potbellies.
Abdominalis sale. Okay. I mean, that's cool. That's one species I have not kept yet because I'm too cheap to invest in a chiller. But I might have to because they're pretty cool. Would you say, Dan, that the abdominalis are probably the most hardy species, just require more equipment to care for them, or no?
Well, the only more equipment is keeping the tank full.
Yeah.
But they're pretty darn hardy. And as far as breeding them goes, we're trying to keep them from breeding, and we're still coming out the ears.
I know Chris from Australia, from what's it? I can't even think of the name of it now. Seahorse World, and a couple of other big names have said the same thing, that abdominalis are the easiest, even more easy than erectus, but you just have to have the cooler water. So Interesting. Well, I'm glad you're here and that you're collecting lots of stuff to make us beautiful seahorses, and keep at it. If you have anything to pipe in and say, we're just chatting tonight. I'm guessing you don't have wine in hand since you're out collecting, so,
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I do want to go back to Jessica really quickly. Let me present to Jessica. And Dan, I'm going to, nope, you got it. Okay. If you get to doing something, just mute it. But you're good for now. Okay, so
I'll go ahead and mute it.
Okay, well, just let me know if you have anything you want to say or whatnot. Really quick, I'm going to check the comments to see if there's any questions or anything. Hi to Sam. Hi to Amy. Hi to everybody. Okay, so let's just do what we did last week. I'm going to tell you the things that are being given away today by Aquatic Touch. And if you're in the comments on YouTube or on Facebook, if you say me, or say I love Aquatic Touch, or whatever, we do ask that you subscribe to the Seahorse Whisperer channel. Guys, I'm literally 40 away from 1,000, which is when we can do a bunch more stuff. So tell everybody to subscribe. Also, of course, please go like Aquatic Touch page. I'll put a link in the description. They are awesome, and not only do they do the help with plumbing and things like that, but they're going to be selling coral and things like that very soon. So check out their page. Stay tuned. They'll be doing more. But let's see. Who else? I'm pulling up both questionnaires here. I've got Carlos. I've got all sorts of people. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Salty Reef. Hi, Dave's Nanotanks. Christopher Carey. Also, Jill, he said theirs slow down in the winter also. And Christopher Carey is an actual, he's in Australia. He's Seahorse World. It happens to everybody. So no worries. Anybody who wants to come in, please feel free. We're just drinking wine and chatting. Here is, I'll put another link in a minute, but, and apparently I have a bot that said her dogs are awesome. my bot thinks your dogs are awesome. That's great. Okay, Wind Twirl is in here. Lots of people. Lucy's got the comments covered, looks like. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what the product is. If you want to get into the, Jessica's going to pick persons, by the number. Let me know. Just raise your hand, make a comment, something, and I'll tell her numbers and she'll pick. So we did give away 4 products, last week. And today we have the Tropic Marin Biocalcium. It's a calcium supplement for reef aquariums, but these Tropic Marin products are actually a little more expensive because they're good, really good. So it's definitely worth trying in your system, and we want feedback on how it goes. And thank you again to Aquatic Touch for giving these items to give away. But so we have, let me go back so I can make sure I can see that I'm holding it up right. All right, so we have the Tropic Marin Biocalcium up for grabs. I see a couple hands shooting up. And I'm going to give it a minute to see how many hands I get. And then we'll give Jessica a chance to pick. Thank you, Lucy, for the comments. I've got 3 here. Let me check the Facebook. Facebook people, y'all need to get involved, man. I'm telling you. But anyways, okay. So we have 4 hands, Jessica. Number 1 through 4.
3.
Annette Garcia, you have won the Tropic Marin Biocalcium. I will get please message me on Seahorse Whisperer on Facebook or on here, either way, with your address so I can ship this out to you. All right. Next product. This is one that I almost didn't want to give away because this, I need to research a bit more about it, but this says carbon dosing concentrate for effective reduction of nitrates and phosphates, suitable for all saltwater aquariums with increased phosphate concentration and a low nitrate phosphate ratio. If you have ever looked at that ratio stuff, it's huge. It's a big deal. I can't even think. Jessica, do you remember the name for the nitrate phosphate ratio thing that you're supposed to aim for?
Offhand, I don't know.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'll put it in the comments. I'll look it up afterwards. But it's the Redfield ratio. That's what it is. The Redfield ratio, where that matters. That's where your balance comes, and so this apparently helps it. So this is Elim NP carbon dosing concentrate. We have I'm not very straight. I can't figure out my straight. All right, y'all get the picture. Okay, so hands for the Elim NP. I'll give you a second to put them up. Jess, how's the Pinot Grigio tonight?
It's awesome.
Yeah? I wanted to tell you a secret story, or not a secret story, a little story while we're waiting on hands. Oh, I got 25 million hands on one person. Okay, anyways, so I started my Bloody Mary breakfast routine.
Yeah.
And I actually bought a mix instead of trying to do it myself. And it just wasn't as good. I'm like, this nothing's as good as Vegas. I think it's because you were there, but
he did make a mighty fine Bloody Mary. So
yes. Okay. All right. So I have 1, 2, 3.
We'll talk to him tomorrow.
I got 5 hands. So pick a number 1 through 5.
1.
And that would be Wind Twirl, who had the 25 hands up. Woo woo! You won. So give me your address and messages. You have won this product. I will ship everything out within 2 days to everyone, including last week. Sorry, guys. All right. And then we have, because I gave away the all-for-ones last week. All right, sorry. Okay, then we have a huge old box of, no, wait a minute. Now I'm going to confuse myself. I'm sorry, guys. Did I do the boxes last week?
I think you may have.
Okay, all right. I know I did the all-for-one. I know I did carbon calcium. All right, then this. No, I did the liquid buffer. You know what? If I have given away the wrong thing, then I will pay to do the right thing. So no worries. We're going to do the big ol' 3-box set. 3-box set. That's the balling method. And I do think I did it last week, but I don't care because I think it's really cool. This is the BioCalcium Original Balling. It has the calcium, the sodium, you can read all that good stuff online. I'll put a link because I'm sure you don't want me to read to you. But we have the Tropic Marin BioCalcium Original Balling Method set. So, and there you go for the pretty thing in front of my face. And let's see some hands. And I'm going to check Facebook really quick. Oh, here's a hand. I have a hand from Facebook. Yay. Okay. It's okay, Ann. We see you on Facebook. All right. So for this one, I have, let's see some hands, people. Hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 hands for the box.
Let's go 4.
4. And I forgot how I was going to do Facebook. So you know what? We're going to say number 4 was from Facebook. Sorry, guys, but I didn't think how to do this. So, Ann Jones, you won the 3-box set from Facebook even. Look at that.
That's awesome.
We're all around the world here. All right. So, and I am actually, nope, you know what? We're going to wait on that. So, the 3 winners, please message me your information so that I can send them out. Thank you again to Aquatic Touch LLC. We will put the description and the link after the video. Check them out. They're doing big things, going big places, and really awesome people doing really good work. So I have nothing but love for this company, and look at all the stuff they're helping us too. Hey. And Jessica will have Seahorses soon, so she'll be all up in this mix.